morning. Welcome to Dilem-Monday. We are here another week. We've made it. We're living. We're alive. And this is what's going on. We've got a great show coming up for you with some great people. Right, I know it doesn't look like it, but right here from Avon, Connecticut, we have two of the queens of the Long Island music scene. Two of my best friends in the world, two of my favorite people in the world, Miss Steff Rennie and Karen Bella.
Hey!
The queens, there they are.
We've got them. They're upstairs. You got Mr. Dave Sheehan bringing his knowledge and philosophy per usual and always.
Why does it say somebody for Dave? They have the queens of Long Island and Dave's just somebody?
That was his own choice.
Oh my God.
I put that in there like 2 years ago for StreamYard for a different broadcast, and it's just
Somebody. All right.
You certainly are somebody.
What does James say? I can't even read what James
I'm the host of my podcast. That's why.
Okay.
Which you are.
Unless you want me to change it to somebody as well, which I actually can.
no. Make yours somebody else.
Somebody.
That's a good idea.
I'll do that.
See, that's why he's the comedian.
Corey, can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
Did you make the music for the intro?
I did.
That's
it's cute.
So it was myself, my Behringer DeepMind, and the AI drummer that lives in Logic.
Nice. He did a great job.
He was great. He doesn't complain. He shows up on time. They don't get drunk. Best drummer in the world.
And they don't get paid.
They don't get paid, no.
Even more important.
So we have to blame Behringer's DeepMind for your problems?
No, you can't just blame them. I can blame my genetics for some of my problems.
Oh
From
my
Behringer?
God.
Is that
No.
who it was with? I don't know. All right, whatever.
I think that was a slap at you, Craig.
Yeah, I know what it was.
Takes two to tango, baby.
Oh,
That explain why he gave Craig the Radio Shack mic.
They didn't give you the mic.
Now, this guy, again, he collects all the microphones all the times, but whenever I want to set up like a setup for him with the microphone up there, he's like, no, it's too much. Too complicated. No, I just want to talk to the computer.
I like my office the way it is. I got my little TV set in front of me. It's perfect. I have my dopey cartoon character stuff. It's the way it should be. Mess makes genius. There we go.
Yet you complain about my mess.
Oh, well, that's a whole different... That's on a level beyond anybody's mess.
That's a new podcast episode.
Yeah, well, listen. Did I have to hire an organizer 2 to 3 times a year?
He's great. He's great.
He's amazing. Keith
everybody hire Keith.
Yes, Keith comes in and he literally takes your room apart and then teaches you how to be organized.
It's not even like teaching. It's more like, hey, are you cool with this? This would be cool. He's like, this would be a really convenient way to do this. How about this? How about and it's so not patronizing. I think everybody should do this. Like, genuinely, everyone should do this. You can go through, whether it's that closet you haven't touched in years. There's just you're just trying to spiritually just need help, just getting your shit together, literally. And
he has his little hand vacuum, his regular vacuum, the whole time, and he's folding your socks a certain way, teaching you how to take maximum space in your drawers. I mean, he's phenomenal. Mr. Keith.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Keith the organizer.
Okay.
We hire Keith literally 2 or 3 times a year.
It's amazing.
To organize the different parts of the house. It's great.
Well, there's 1 or 2 days in the organization process for Corey's room that, he keeps it going for a little while, and then we need Keith. And then he comes in and does the studio, and then he does the garage usually. Those are the 3 rooms that... It's like he comes in to do a season cleaning. Yeah, more or less. The 3 or 4 seasons of the year, he comes in and fixes it all up. But he's phenomenal. He'll do outdoor work. He does indoor work. And he's a drummer. So
Jack of all trades.
Truly.
Is the best. But anyway,
What's outdoor
Corey, what are
work?
we
He
going to talk
organizes your
about
lawn?
tonight?
But yeah, we've got so much to discuss. You know, we this week we lost the legend that was George Foreman, the last of his generation of the great boxers. So obviously we got plenty to discuss there.
Here's my question. And obviously I'm the oldest one on the panel.
I guess you do need to be louder. Talk physically closer to that microphone.
I otherwise
Get up close and personal.
Should I try to go see if I could help him raise his volume?
He can't.
Maybe.
If you need to get me a microphone, just give me one. But anyway, how many on this panel actually remember George Foreman as a boxer versus George Foreman as a pitchman and the George Foreman grill? With a show of hands, as a boxer.
I don't know that I ever watched him box, but I knew the name before he was a pitchman. That's all I can contribute.
Okay, how about you, James?
Definitely not. Born the same year as Corey. Never got a chance to see him actually box.
Just because he
Ladies,
seems a lot more mature than me doesn't mean he's not the same age as me.
That's kind of crazy to even think that way.
And actually, Steph's the youngest on the panel.
That's right.
And
Karen,
you-
do remember,
and you
do
make
remember
us-
it all?
I just remember the George Foreman grill.
Okay, so
Yeah, unfortunately.
I am old
Which I
enough.
used to own. I
Yeah.
used to own it in my house.
Yeah, it was
We
great.
still have a
Burgers
George
were great on
Foreman
it.
grill.
We did.
We do.
I know we
it's
do.
still there.
My mother hated it.
Got rid of all the fat.
My mother hated the George Foreman grill.
Why?
Why? It was easy to use.
I
It
think
took
she
all the
just thought
fat
it was
out.
like so messy or something like that. But the burgers came out great on them.
They
The
did.
Well, actually, that grease pan is a lot more of a mess than they make it out to be.
The first
Right, yeah,
one they
but-
made was very difficult to clean. I think they improved that over time, but I remember looking at the first one. It's like it took longer to clean than it did to cook the food you prepared on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
correct. By the way,
did.
Bobby, thank you. Actually saw George fight.
Oh, was that against Jake Paul?
No.
You
No,
call
so-
that a fight? Anything against the Pauls?
I actually do remember Big George, and I saw all his fights because I am old enough to have seen it. George, while champion and right before champion, was scary. He hit harder than any other guy. And the George Foreman that you guys knew was not the George Foreman of the first championship. He was an angry dude. He didn't speak to people. You know, he wasn't the pitchman preacher that he became, that you guys knew, that fun,
He was
nice,
the Bob
sweet
Ross.
man.
He was the Bob Ross of pitching grills.
He was. But before that, he was just a badass, mean human being who people were frightened of because he hit people so hard. And when he fought, Joe Frazier was one of the... he was Mike Tyson before there was a Mike Tyson. He would come inside people and just hit and hit. And
He would do what to people?
What?
Hit and hit.
Anyway, so Joe, smoking Joe Frazier was scary, and he went against George Foreman, and George almost killed him in the ring. George just kept hitting. Joe just kept putting his face in George's fist, and he almost killed the man in the ring. And then he beat up Kenny Norton, and for you guys who don't know what Kenny Norton, he was ripped. You know, this dude was ripped, and Foreman destroyed them. And you got to remember that both Ken Norton and Joe Frazier had beaten Muhammad Ali. So when Muhammad Ali was supposed to fight George Foreman in Zaire, people thought Ali was going to get killed. No one gave Muhammad Ali even a chance.
Ali is going to be murdered.
And he kept talking crap, Ali, and talking crap, and they delayed the fight. And George was just getting annoyed. And over the first, I think it was the 8th round that Ali ended up just tiring out Foreman. Foreman just kept hitting Ali, and he was hitting him with shots that trees should have been knocked down by the way George Foreman was hitting Muhammad Ali. And he was doing that rope.
Foreman is beating on Ali.
Do we have a clip of that?
Yeah, Corey, show a clip of that.
I'm hoping we don't get like like copyright flagged for this.
Don't worry about it.
There's probably an excerpt of it on like YouTube.
Yeah, but in
Well,
any
maybe not
case,
the entire match.
By the 8th round, Foreman was so smoked like his grill.
Perhaps
barely...
Stephanie and I should reenact the fight,
you
as you're explaining it.
Who's going to be Foreman and who's going to be Ali? But George just went down. And, he got knocked out. He was tired. He just couldn't go on anymore. He couldn't believe that any human being could get beat up as bad as Ali did that day and still stand up. And so after that, George won a few fights and then he lost again. And he just quit. He quit for over a decade. And he became this nice guy, this pitchman, this preacher who kept naming his sons George. I think he's got 5
children named George.
Wow.
Yes, he's got like 5 or 6 kids named George.
Georgette, Georgina.
George.
How do you know this?
Georgina.
Corey quit.
His own show. I think
I'm
he's
back.
trying to find the YouTube.
I'm trying to make this happen.
Can I just show it like through my phone or something?
Oh, here we go. This is how we do it.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
I should have got the popcorn.
By the way, for those, Bobby is watching now, and he says I need to be louder as well. But
You want me to come over and try to figure it out?
Actually, you're kind of better now, kind of.
Okay,
is it playing?
I'm up super. No, it's not playing at all.
Not seeing it.
I see a nice black screen. That's all.
Yeah, it's just a black screen.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, I see it doing something.
Oh, there it is.
So here we go.
Yeah, so you see George just hitting.
We do not own any of these images. These are not our own.
Yes, George Foreman. This is Zaire.
Oh,
And
they
George
look
just
tired.
keeps hitting Muhammad every round and Muhammad just, that's all you could do. That's all you could hit me. And George is just getting frustrated. It's like, how is this guy standing up? All right, I'm not going to watch the whole fight this way. Are you going to get it to like the last round then? When George quits?
We have to hit the skip
Okay,
ad.
there we go. There we go. So that's like the 8th round. And George was just so gassed and tired and just so demoralized that this guy just beat him after he was killing him.
Wow.
But I was going to say, so Bobby's on here, Cardboard Dream House. They are going to be playing at Toad's Place in a battle of the bands. What's the date? Bobby, tell me the date again. I don't have it in front of me.
Tell us in the chat.
Yeah, tell us in the chat. But yeah, so Big George, it's so depressing because he came back 10 years later and he's heavy, he's old, but he's this nice guy all of a sudden. He's this fun, jovial, nice man who was like the baddest man on earth, and now he's this pitch guy. He comes back at 40-something years old, like 44, 45 years old, and he's fighting, and he ends up beating the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Mora, who, by the way, was beating George the entire fight. It was kind of almost the reverse of the Muhammad Ali, but Big George still had a big fist, knocked Michael Mora out, became the world champion for the second time 10 years later.
Wow.
And it was unheard of to do something like what he did. And like I said, he came back, and when he came back, he was this sweet, nice man.
How about that?
That's that. James, quick question, because it's what's happening in about a day or two.
3 days.
What should be a federal holiday, opening day, one of my favorite days of the year.
Opening day. It's
So,
opening
Are the
day.
Yankees going to have enough players to play the game of baseball on opening day?
I don't know. I might have to go out there, honestly, at this point, with all the injuries that's been happening.
Do you think? Oh, that's the fight that Bobby saw. Okay.
That's pretty cool, actually, to see that fight.
What was I gonna say? I don't think their pitching staff's that bad, considering they lost three aces.
It's not great, but I'm not complaining about it. I think you got a veteran like Carlos Carrasco. I think he's going to be all right. Will
Okay,
Warren,
by the way, Battle of the Bands, April 10th at Toad's Place. Everybody go down there, root for Cardboard Dream House, please. Corey and I are going to come down and root them on.
Woo!
Maybe we'll have a big Dilem-Monday sign. So yes, you're okay with Carrasco as your 5th starter?
I got no complaints. At this point, I think I'll take anybody to be my 5th starter.
Me too.
There you are.
What does that mean?
I was
I
waiting.
know, I know
You beat
zero.
me
I
to my
know
next
zero
question.
about sports. Zero.
That was my next question. Do either one of you follow baseball even in the least bit?
Well, okay. Well, I know that home run, right?
You
And
know
then
what a
you
home
have
run is.
offensive, defensive. Don't make fun of me. I'm trying here.
I'm not.
And then you have like the kind of you have the what is it called? The guy behind the batter. What is that guy
A
called?
catcher.
Umpire.
Yeah.
Catcher.
So you have the catcher who communicates to the pitcher,
That's the
and he lets
catcher.
him know what kind of pitch to throw.
Pitch to pitch.
There you
Pitch
go.
to pitch, yeah. And baseball is overhand, whereas women's softball is underhand. And then people run around to all the bases so that they could go back home and score some points. There's 9 innings, and
We
then
have points instead
the
of
innings
runs
continue
here.
if they're tied, right? So
Yes,
I got
we have
that.
extra innings.
Yeah.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Baseball by Karen Bella. All right. Well, so anyway, ladies, why don't you say what you guys were doing here this
Hey,
week?
ladies!
Hey,
There you go.
yeah. We've been here at Sono Studios, I should say. You know, tomato.
Wait, real quick. Hey, ladies, get funky.
Oh
Aw.
my god.
What is
What?
that?
Is that a
What the
countdown?
hell is that?
Wait, what are your
Why
George
was that?
Foreman memories?
I think that he's asking the chat.
Oh yeah, that's for the chat.
Oh, okay.
For the chat. Drop it in the chat. So yeah, we're out here at Sono Studios, and we've been doing a lot of recording work. I worked on with Corey for his song backing vocals and some harmonies, and it came out really cool, and it's really awesome. Cliff's not on this episode, but he helped guide us. And Karen, what did you do?
Well, I want to say that Stephanie's vocals sounded really nice. So I was able to catch it live in action when I came to visit. And I was also searching for her. I didn't know where she was. I was like, "Where's Stephanie?" And
This
they're
was
like,
hysterical.
"She's in the booth." And I was like, "Oh." And then I'm like, "Stephanie, may I do you have any hairspray?" And she's like, "No." And Corey's like, "I do." And he brings me 5 different hairsprays. And that's why my hair looks nice today, because of Corey.
Jeez.
So basically,
Why doesn't Corey's hair look good though?
My hair Corey needs a haircut.
that's
This
why.
would be true.
That's why.
That can be next week's episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
Corey
you
does.
should,
Corey
you
does
should
look
talk
good.
about what hairsprays work best with
In
your hair.
fact, get like a haircut or a buzz cut right on.
I
the
was
track.
gonna say, should I do it live? Chat, should I get a haircut live on Dilem-Monday?
No.
Yeah, I think you should do the one side is buzz cut and the other side is
Oh.
all the hair. I like.
Actually, James, I think you could get a haircut too on this one.
I do need a haircut,
You
honestly.
do. I'm looking
Actually,
at that.
Dad, don't you have that guy, the mobile barber?
I love how we.
Yes, I do know the mobile barber. I sold him his merchant services years ago.
James, should we
It's
get
actually pretty
haircuts
funny. He comes to your
on
he comes to
Dilem-Monday?
your house. He comes to your house and he sets up a whole barber's chair, but it's like gross. He's like cutting the hair on your like floor.
He puts down a mat. He puts down the thing.
Does he do a
It's
good job?
disturbing.
Oh, he did a
Yes.
great job.
Okay.
I will give
then-
him that.
Is he related
does a
to
really
the
good
drawer
job.
organizer? You guys have a very interesting Rolodex of people.
Rolodex, my god.
But
I
yeah,
know
so
what I said.
after Corey helped me complete my hair look today, we spent some time with Cliff, whom you mentioned, and Corey was there as well. And did some videos today for me, recorded some videos with some good audio and figured out a lot of lighting things and sonic things. And that was a excellent thing to do. It was a great opportunity to record in the studios. Actually, there was an energy in the room. You know, there that you have to have that spirit in there that kind of brings out the artistic focus in you. And I thought it went really well, and I had a wonderful time. I can't wait till everything comes together and we can release it.
Yeah.
This is good. So yeah, I mean, one of the dreams of Sono Studio a decade ago was that we were going to put out videos every single week, at least monthly. And somehow 10 years later, I think we have 2 or 3 videos that ever came out of the studio. You know, we've done a lot of recordings there, but we didn't do the videos. And now with Cliff there, and hopefully Zach, who will jump in, I'm sure, at some point in the night, because Zach just always jumps on Dilem-Monday at some point or another. We have the ability to do some great videos. And the studio, as Cliff gave everybody a tour last weekend, although James and I were busy with our fantasy team. By the way, James, that, you know, technically it's begun, you know.
Yeah, because of the Tokyo series.
Yes.
I gotta
yes.
and I gotta make sure that Danny actually gets you onto so you have a login that you can log in and like see everything.
Okay, yeah, because
It is
I'm
going
actually
on.
kind of curious how we did during the Tokyo series. If we had any players on
Hap
there.
got a few hits, I think.
Hey, I'll take it.
So that wasn't bad. But, you know, with the studio and what we're trying to do there, it's exciting because, like I said, for 10 years, we were supposed to make these videos. And I want it to be that up-and-coming artists that actually have some establishment there. When I say up-and-coming, that doesn't mean that you started yesterday. It means that you've established yourself and you're ready to move on to that next level. And maybe for whatever reason you haven't had the ability to be able to afford or get the right people to come in. I want people to be able to come into Sono Studios and make recordings, and then that we start being known as the place where you get these YouTube videos and get original music and cover music out there. So, you know, it becomes a hub for creativity and originality, and that we're able to do something that no one else is really doing. Because I feel there's just so many people are doing low quality just with the phone, or they're spending a fortune on these videos that no one ever sees.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we're trying to do something a little different. We're going to do extremely high quality, and we're going to get viewership. You know, it's interesting. Dilem-Monday, since it came back, you know, during the pandemic, obviously we did very well. We used to have a ton of people watching because, let's face it, you had nothing else to do. So you had to watch Corey and I and Cody and all the rest of the people that would come on. Dave would come on, you know. But since we've come back, we've actually had some of our biggest shows. When Danny Henry came on, we had almost 2,300 people watching this. So as this goes on, and like when Karen's video is all finished, Dilem-Monday will show Karen's video. I want to start doing where whoever the artist is for that week.
Oh,
or that
that's
month,
good. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
we'll have Dilem-Monday. We'll have the video. Hey, this is the video of the week or the video of the month or whatever it's going to be, and we'll try to promote it. And look, and it's not just limited to musicians. Dave Sheehan's one of the funniest, best comedians out there right now. I want Dave to come into the studio and do a whole show. You know, do your version of the HBO Sono. You know, let's make it happen. And that's really what this studio is going to be all about. Why are we all in green and yellow now?
Yeah, it's not working with my skin tone, Corey.
I didn't know that was a thing I could do.
I kind of like the blue.
This works better, yeah.
Great. This feels like an eye exam now.
Hey, you're hurting my eyes, Corey.
My retina's hurt.
Is this
I'm
good?
I'm wearing blue light glasses. It kind of hurts a bit.
I forgot my glasses literally upstairs.
I mean the ones that you bought for the second time wrong?
Okay, yeah, because I accidentally bought the cheater pair instead of the blue eyeglasses. Well, actually, they were blue light and cheaters, but like,
Bobby,
When
you
you-
will be on the Dilemma MTV, lol. Yes, absolutely. Cardboard Dreamhouse. Bobby Roberts by himself as well, solo. It will be part of the absolute. But that's, you know, and Cody will come on soon. He's been helping a student at UHeart do his project. Cody's one of the most generous people. anybody asks Cody for something, if he has some time, Cody will go in there and just take care of it. And he's been going into the University of Hartford on Monday nights to help out a student who they have a project at the end of their thing when you're taking audio engineering, and they have to do a full video and song recording. So Cody's been going into the University of Hartford every single week to help this young man out to get his project done. But Cody's going to be coming in here and help run this thing and get this organized so that we have these videos going on. So, Corey, what other things are going on this week?
I
want
my
Dilem
TV.
Okay. What other things? What did you get delivered to you this week?
What didn't I get delivered to me this week? Well, I got 2 pairs of blue light reflecting glasses delivered to me.
Okay, well
that was lit.
Wait, I have to tell. Okay, this human being. You know what? You just reminded me of a story. So this weekend we have a gig in Boston. Corey's playing at this great place. Corey, what's the name of the restaurant?
Oh, a Southern Kin Cookhouse. It was the best goddamn fried chicken I have ever had in my life.
Fantastic.
I will stand by this.
Yeah, no, it was such a nice place to play, and the weather was
unreal.
Perfect. And we had a great time. Nice audience. Staff was fantastic. But, you know, my daughter lives in Brighton, in Boston. So when Corey plays in Boston, I try to stay overnight so that I could see Alicia. So I trusted Corey to have a hotel reservation.
Oh, no.
I had a hotel reservation.
Yeah, but for the wrong month. So we.
Oh, jeez.
I asked.
Well,
him, like,
no, wrong.
Did you have a hotel reservation for Saturday night?
I did not, but I was not supposed to have.
That's it. The conversation.
I was no. Au contraire,
Corey,
James. Au contraire.
No. I said, where are we staying on Saturday night? Because you had looked at the hotel, Kimpton, the Kimpton Marlowe.
You asked me, we're staying at the Kimpton, right? To which I said yes. No, I thought it was for this month as well.
Normally,
but
when you ask someone where are we staying,
but
yeah,
we were not supposed to be staying in Boston on Saturday night anyway.
Yeah,
because my show was from 2 to 5. We were supposed to go home. So you told me, oh, we don't need a room, but book a
No, that's
room.
that's your interpretation to get out of trouble. What did I ask you the night before? Where are we staying, Corey? And you said, oh, let me look at the app. Whoa, we're staying at the Kimpton Hotel, the Marlowe. Great.
Well, yeah, because it was my next reservation. I saw that was the
but
place.
You didn't look at the date. What kind of moron doesn't look at the date? So at the end of the show, we go to the hotel. So I let Lisa and Corey go out of the car to check in. Now, this is a beautiful hotel, by the way. It's a 5-star hotel right in Cambridge,
Gorgeous.
Looking out at the water. You can't have a nicer hotel. So Alicia goes with me to self-park because valet parking's $55, self-parking is $30. I'm saving the $25. Alicia and I park, get a great spot. We walk in, and I see Lisa ready to catch me. Like, I know there's something wrong. Because Lisa's, like, smiling and nervous when I'm coming over there. First thing, and Alicia's looking, I'm like, what's wrong? Lisa's like, there's nothing really wrong. Corey's handling it. Now, when I hear Corey's handling it, we know that this is a disaster, right? What do you mean Corey's handling it?
I handled this great.
Great. He's on the phone. The date's wrong. This, that, and the other thing. He has absolutely no clue what's going on. And I'm just like, cancel the reservation for the 25th, which he shouldn't have canceled because we.
And that's where you're a moron. And that's where you're a moron, and you forgot your own bullshit.
My own bullshit. No, I assumed that had looked at dates. So anyway, at that point, the guy's like, well, Corey, you could just use your points. Corey doesn't have enough points. Not even close. Corey has some free nights because of his credit card use.
At least not IHG. I don't.
Right. So luckily, I have a few 100,000 IHG
Marriott
points, and I am also a whatever elite member crap. So these poor guys at the front desk, which are now involved in the Riemann craziness,
are so confused. As are the Riemans themselves.
But the good news is when you're completely incompetent, people feel sorry for you. So if
Incredibly
you ever want an
sorry.
upgrade to a major suite, act completely stupid and ignorant. They will upgrade you to the best place. So all of a sudden...
Finish this one.
They put us on the executive floor, on the 8th, which is the highest floor, in the executive suite with the magnificent view and bedrooms. And it worked out absolutely fine. I used my points. Everything worked out. Because as usual, Corey falls upward. It always works out for Corey. No matter how big of a screw up, he always lands positively.
He steps into crap, man.
Wait.
I'm pretty sure that was a Modern Family episode.
I think they wrote about us. Always.
Yeah. Wait. Speaking of these kinds of incidents, Karen, my fiance, how's the parking in Anaheim?
So first of all, I got married right before I went to NAM, and then
so confused.
That's why I came to California. I needed to get married, and then the parking was pretty rough, so I decided to start dating Corey so that I could get some parking at the Hilton, and they kind of made it like a big deal, made it a little bit difficult, and they needed proof from Craig that I knew them and that it was really him, and they wanted your ID or something, and they wanted your permission and your account number and then your social security and your bank information and all that stuff. And then I had a panic attack and I started crying and I ran to the bathroom because I was very overwhelmed. But
how could they do this to my fiance?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta understand. I'm in a meeting right now. I'm in a legitimate meeting at NAM, talking to one of the executives.
And I'm like,
and I'm like, what's the problem? Why is this a problem? And then the person from Hilton gets on the phone with me, and I'm like, yes, she's legitimate. Just put her parking tab on my bill. Just take care of it. I'm in the penthouse suite on the top of the Hilton. Just do what you got to do. Get me just do it. And she's like Karen said, can I have your social security number? Can I have this? Can I have that? I'm like, what?
What's your favorite color?
I'm like, this is my damn number. Just take the freaking number. And now I'm getting pissed off. Can't this just be smooth? So anyway, see, Karen has great chutzpah. She's like, you know what? They pissed me off. You should get free room out of this. You got to start complaining. And she gets me all riled up. I'm like, so at the end of the day, she got to park at the Hilton. And so people can understand, at NAM where the conference is, the Hilton is the main hotel. It's the best place to be. It's where parking is. And there's 300,000 or 400,000 people in this little area and conference center.
It takes an hour just to get into park, wherever it is that you go. It's an hour.
But if you're at the Hilton, you have a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And again, because the Riemanns always win, we got upgraded to
yeah.
the suite on the
Okay. Do we win or do we overcome adversity?
Well, I think it's
because I'm starting to think we're not winning. We're just overcoming
it. Sheer luck, It was supposed to be about $39 if you charge it to the room. If it was me paying for it, it would be around $50.
I feel like as an Irish Jew, I'm God's chosen people to always be lucky enough to have all these problems happen to me.
But we didn't have any problems. We got upgraded to the freaking penthouse suite on the top, overlooking the city of Anaheim. It was pretty amazing.
And then in the end, when you got the bill.
When I got the bill at the end, I didn't get charged for Karen's parking. She got she gave them a hard enough time, and I screamed loud enough that they annoyed me
Yeah,
so
maybe
much.
they felt really bad and they just, I don't know what they did. I hope they charged it to somebody else's room. That would be hilarious.
What band
That
did
would
we
be-
not like? That was
But they were giving a lot of problems to a lot of the people there. When I was at the desk, everybody was complaining to them. Like people who ordered certain rooms and then they couldn't get the room, and it was like a big mishmash.
That being said, I feel so bad for the staff at the Hilton. Can you imagine a weekend with 500,000 musicians?
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine dealing with that many musicians? Staying in your hotel, and again, these are guys with like 30 pounds of hair polish in their hair, still partying like it's 1987 in this hotel. The party is going until 2, 3 in the morning, and there's like people with families trying to go to Disneyland. So, can you imagine working in this hotel as these, these hair,
Yeah, but here was the other problem that you're
hair
forgetting.
coloring, faux leather clad individuals are,
Yeah, but
doing
you're
this
forgetting,
bullshit.
You're forgetting a major issue. Here they know that the NAMM conference is one of the largest conferences in Anaheim in that whole area. And they were doing a renovation. The only floor that was done was the top floor that we were staying at. We were in one of the renovated
Sick.
rooms. All the other rooms were being worked on. So they have this conference where they're completely sold out in rooms. The pool is closed. So the poor kids, like the people that were staying to go to Disneyland, which probably not the best hotel to stay at for Disneyland, they're there. They have no pool. The place is jam-packed, like Corey said, with a gazillion musicians. And even people that aren't staying there, it's the hub of all entertainment at night.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
just
where you're
crazy
going.
what's going on. Exactly. So it's a wild time. But yeah,
You go to the Hilton for your raucous rock and roll concerts at night, and you go to the Marriott for your weird and quirky, but like also kind of raucous.
By the way, 2 years ago, Karen? Karen was a feature artist there. She got to play. She played solo at the Hilton stage.
Yeah, that was cool. And
She
also
played
the
it
Marriott
phenomenal
the
set.
year before.
A
It's
phenomenal
just
set.
one of
Because
those-
Corey
It's
talked
one of
over
those things where because of the pandemic, it was kind of like one of the worst times to be a musician and go to NAMM, and one of the best times because a lot of people were canceling their trip because they were afraid of getting sick. So I was put on the waiting list, and I guess some people canceled or whatever happened, and I got the spot. So thankfully that happened. Yeah,
You were a bad bitch and you waited on that wait list.
I waited.
Yeah,
I
but
waited
it was really
patiently at
cool.
home.
Because the feature, she was, featured that night. She got to play solo, which was really cool.
I ate a
great.
phenomenal salad while I was watching that show.
Oh, nice.
Who
Nice.
cares? You're eating a salad.
I was eating a great salad. I remember.
That was nerve-wracking because I had Elixir Strings there and Yamaha there. That was when I was doing the Yamaha guitar ambassadorship, which is still paused. I don't know what they're doing, or maybe they're doing it but with other people. But they were all there, and I thought it was really exciting. And like a lot of people that I knew, including yourselves, and a lot of friends and colleagues. And
I took videos. I shared the videos.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was really cool. So thanks for being there and bringing it up.
And we were staying at the Hilton that night too, so
Yeah.
you got to drop your crap off there. So.
That's right. That's right.
If for no other reason with NAMM.
I wish
Just
I had
stand
your
there.
problems with hotels, because like the hotel that I stayed at, because it was cheap, was maybe like 5 miles away, and it literally looked like a hotel where that's where people get murdered kind of place.
They charge by the hour.
disgusting.
look at Steph's face. She's like,
It was like there was bugs that I was sharing the hotel room with, like, and I was just like, okay, bug, I'm gonna step around you because I don't want to kill you. And then I had to make sure every time I went to the bathroom that I wasn't stepping on a bug. And the blanket was like a thin sheet, and there was just no life in the room, and it smelled off, and it was
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, but it was only $300 for 3 nights, so.
James, the look of disgust on your face.
I'm
James,
just-
why don't you tell us about your hotel experience?
What is your worst hotel experience?
Worst
And then what's your
hotel
best?
experience? Well, fortunately for me, I haven't been doing that many traveling in my entire life, which I hope to change eventually. But I guess probably one of the worst was, I think we went to Hershey Park when I was about 10 years old, and the entire room smelled like cigarettes. Like all day, all night. It was so bad. That's like the only
Most
thing.
people go to Hershey and their room smells like chocolate. You had
Where
cigarettes.
was-
Yeah, no, it was the complete opposite of that.
Jeez.
Where was this?
You said
Somewhere in
Hershey.
Pennsylvania. I was 10 years old, so it was almost
Hershey
I,
Park.
I thought you were like in Atlantic City, because that I would understand.
Yeah.
No, but I was living in Jersey when I was 10 years old. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Atlantic
not
City,
over there.
I went every year as a kid to Atlantic City with the rest of my family, and I remember we would get these rooms, and my father would keep telling the person at the desk, "Yeah, I want a non-smoking room." And then we get put upstairs or whatever in a different tower, and it smells and reeks of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It still smells like cigarettes when you walk in there
It's like
into any
parts of the-
casino.
Parts of the rug is like burned, like
Yeah.
it's good.
Now,
Beautiful.
I had a different experience at Hershey. Corey plays at Hershey. In fact, this year we're playing at Trogue's Brewery in Hershey. But we stayed at Hotel Hershey. Remember that, Corey?
Yeah.
So Hotel Hershey, even the soap is made out of chocolate.
Wow.
Yes, even the soap.
You
The
lather
shampoo has-
yourself in chocolate.
Yes, and everything in Hotel Hershey smells like chocolate.
I have
It's
a
like
friend
the
who's
greatest.
allergic, like really badly allergic to chocolate.
Oh my
So
That's
that would
horrible.
suck if he went there.
I'd kill myself.
That's a
That's the
certain
worst
type of hell that
probable
I
thing
won't
I've ever
wanna
heard.
experience.
To be
I don't blame you.
Oh my god.
actually, you know what? We did have one issue. What was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? They were playing at Hershey, the band, and PNC Bank runs everything there,
Mhm.
and it went down. All the terminals, every place in Hershey went down. No credit cards.
The park.
The park. All the food.
Hershey Chocolate World.
Nothing. No credit cards. And you know, it's not that we're a cashless society, but no one carries around cash. Luckily, I still
We
have-
live in a society.
but everybody's going crazy, and there's like one, cash machine that had run out in Chocolate World, and you've never seen so many angry people because they can't buy the food, and all the people that are working there are pissed off. But luckily, I brought a whole bunch of cash, so we were able to get whatever we want without any lines. It was actually worked out. pretty
Wow. Always have some cash on you.
Well, because and I think part of it also was because we just played the gig at the on the bike and beer tour, so we were at Trogue's Brewery. So we always have the tip bucket out, and I think we got a few $100s in tips, which is why we had the cash. So it's a good thing you guys didn't suck that day because we got all the cash so that we could pay for food. It actually worked out. Dave, as a comedian who travels sometimes.
No, he's a
what's your-
comedian, not a comedian.
Yeah, thank you for. Why did you call me that? Because there's queens in the room.
Yeah.
As a comedian.
It's forgetting my crown.
Have you
Losing crown.
have you had to stay at some of the Fleabag hotels on the night, or have you gotten the upgrades because you were the headliner?
Oh, I've never had a Riemann level upgrade, and I've never stayed anywhere other than the upstairs room that was like covered because I'm not quite at that level yet. But I do have a unrelated to comedy, a less than pleasant hotel experience. This was just for a vacation. We had checked in. It was all right. It was not terrible, not wonderful. It was a motel. It was fine. But came back after going out to dinner or whatever, and noticed a bug on the wall, probably like the size of an apple, which really just set the night in motion. That was not even the problem. But it didn't help that I went into the bathroom and then came out and the bug was gone, which is twice as terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
in my luggage.
Oh, no.
But then the real problem began. I never saw that thing again, but I did hear the cricket that had set up camp in my wall that began chirping and wouldn't stop. So
That's my house every summer.
Fuck that.
That's a sign that they're meeting. When they're chirping, they're meeting.
Fuck that noise.
Well, mating doesn't make it any better. But I call the front desk and can I get another room? No, we're sold out for the night. Like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep in this room. So I had to leave and scramble at like midnight to find another hotel, which I did. Fortunately, eventually they did not charge for the room, which took a while to get that verified. But one of the maintenance men who came to try to figure it out and like find it, but it's in the wall somewhere, so it's not like they're gonna go burrowing in. One of them was like apologetic. The other guy was almost like, you're not going to find another room. Like, oh, okay.
You're screwed.
Thank you for challenging me as I'm leaving your establishment because you can't get crickets out of the walls so that your customers can sleep.
I'm so sorry. Well,
False advertisement.
I was going
to say, Dad.
Oh, for God's sake. Our Freeman has more to say.
No, Dad, I was gonna say, Dad, tell me about going away for your anniversary trip.
Oh my God, that was the worst last year. So the trip was great. Lisa and I went to Bermuda, but the band had a gig that night, the night before we were going away. They played actually in Collinsville.
Oh yeah.
And we decided to. I think you guys were there. So yeah. So we said, all right, let's go down to the by Newark Airport, one of the hotels that night to, get a jump on it. So tomorrow morning when we had to go to the get on the ship, we'd have no problems. We get there, it's like 12:15. I have a prepaid room. I am an elite diamond IHG member. The guy says, we gave away your room. I said, what the fuck? What do you mean you gave away my room? He goes, we gave away your room. I said, it's 12:15, it's prepaid. How dare you? What do you mean you gave away my room? And the guy's looking at me like, can't you hear? I told you what we did.
Oh,
I was
jeez.
like, well, you're going to undo that. And everybody knows I don't have the greatest temperament in the world. And I start getting angry, and Lisa starts like grabbing onto me. And then I start threatening. And then the police guy comes over. And the other managers come over to the guy. And I mentioned to Chris, the front desk guy, who said to that, I promise you, dude, I promise you, you will not have a job within the next few weeks. I am coming after you. I will get you. I will personally, every day of my life until you get fired. That is my absolute thing. You're lucky my wife's here. You're lucky the police is here right now. I will get you back. But let's go further. I don't realize that on Memorial Day weekend that there is absolutely no hotel rooms in the entire Newark airport bases. Lisa and I because the problem is after midnight, you can't use apps because the app is the next day already. Mm-hmm. So you can't check in and the rooms are wrong. And then if you call the 800 numbers, no one picks up because now it's like 2:00 in the morning or one, because, we fought for an hour over stupidity. So then Lisa and I just keep going from one hotel to the next. Everybody's booked solid. We are not happy right now.
Hey,
we are realizing that there is a possibility that we're sleeping in the car tonight. And it's hot out, and I'm not happy. Finally, we go to this place, the Fairfield Inn, and I want to say nice things about the Fairfield Inn. The front desk guy said, hey, you know what? We don't have any rooms at all, but if you guys want to stay in our lobby and try to work things out, you can have some tea while we're here, use the bathrooms, whatever. We go there, and again, because we are lucky, and I guess the Remans do always fall forward, woman comes down, she said, hey, are you guys catching the shuttle? And Lisa's like, no, we're celebrating our 35th wedding anniversary. We're going on a cruise tomorrow, and we don't have a room. And she tells her the whole story. And the woman says, well, I barely slept in the bed. Do you guys want to take my room? Because I'm going to catch the shuttle. And she goes to the front desk guy. The front desk guy said, hey, you guys have been through a lot tonight. Let me give you fresh sheets. You guys can just go make the room yourself. And we ended up staying there. They gave us free breakfast. And we had a room for the night.
Wow.
But the second part is every day on the cruise, I called IHG. And I had Chris's name. I took a picture of his moped outside. I took a picture of him smoking weed outside. I took a picture of every part of him. I want him fired. I took a week straight. I kept calling until I got to who I needed to get. And then IHG and the hotel manager said, we have let Chris go. He has been fired. So all worked out good because I'm not at all petty.
No, not in the least bit.
No.
Never got that
dude. He's so pissed. Yeah, thank God I'm not petty. This guy.
You don't want to mess with Craig.
He was such a dick. I told you it's sold out. What can't you hear? I was like, are you really talking to me that way, dude? I was like, oh my God. Lisa was holding me back. And in my younger years, I would have jumped over the thing. But luckily, I have a smart wife who contains my anger issues. But I was so angry that night. But shout out to the Fairfield Inn in the Newark Airport. Wonderful people, the best front desk people ever. The Newark Holiday Inn, whatever the hell they are, don't ever stay there. They suck. That's what I have to say about them.
Oh, wow.
But at least Chris isn't working there anymore. That was just awful.
Don't come over here no more.
Yeah.
Oh!
That was genius.
I was thinking about the big bug thing that you were talking about. When Lisa and I were younger, we were another cruise ship. We flew down to Miami, and we should have known better. We were staying at a Howard Johnson's right by the seaport.
Was the ice cream good, though?
No, we didn't even have a restaurant in that one. Howard Johnson's used to have great ice cream. They used to have a lot of flavors, like Baskin & Robbins. It wasn't as dumb a joke as you thought. They used to have great fried. Know where it was going. Right. So, have you guys ever been to Florida? You ever seen those pimento?
Florida.
The pimento, they're like the size of a fist.
You know what I'm talking about. I was watching a freaking TikTok about it. Some girl actually, she was moving into a new apartment or something, and she's settling in and everything, and the place is practically infested with them. And I was like, oh my God, that is like a certain type of hell I wouldn't want. Oh my
so
God.
Can you okay. So do you guys, does anybody know Casper on the bottom there? Do you
Anthony!
You do know him. It's Anthony Cugat.
Oh!
How many names does he have?
So
Anthony.
Now, never mess with Anthony.
No.
Anthony.
Anthony
Well,
is the king of the internet.
Leave it at that. Leave it at that.
You might not have a bank account.
Why?
Hey!
What does he do?
He could do anything on the internet. He's the man.
Oh, Anthony! Didn't I say Anthony when my Facebook account got
Facebook got
Pudge B King douchebag? That I hope all the I'm not gonna hope anything, but God knows what I would.
But by the way, Anthony was there to help Karen.
So he was trying to help me. Eventually, the guy who does my social media account back, but those fudgers from India went into my account, took it over. But I actually had a similar experience like you had with the hotel where I fell forward. So I had 2,000 followers on my artist Facebook page when I successfully got it back. PUBG King and it's the stupid people that were hacking me from wherever they were. They brought me 22,000 followers. So
Now, can you sell merch to 22,000 people? That's the key.
I don't know how real those 22,000 are, but it looks really good when you go on my page.
It does.
22,000.
Steph is like, damn right, it looks.
And I'll post things. I'll post things on my Facebook page, and one person likes it. So I don't get it.
Yes, but
Runs my
anyway,
website.
the Palmetto thing. When we walk into the hotel, and again, it's always late, you know, because you get in real late the night before because you want to go on the cruise ship the next day, and you hope to get a few hours sleep. It's tired. It's dark. We barely turn the light on. We pull out the sheets and the thing, and there are these gigantic pimento bugs.
No.
And you know, and this is young Craig and Lisa.
What do they look like? What are those bugs?
They're like the size of like your entire hand. They're these.
Can you show us a photo, Corey?
How did you know that's literally what I'm trying to do? I think this keyboard might need
Because
some
I
new
know
batteries.
you.
Don't
We're
think you're gonna
dating.
want to see this, but okay.
So, and yes, Dave, I called downstairs just like you. I need another room. There's not a room in Miami that's available. Good luck. I wouldn't try to leave your room. Now, this is young Craig and Lisa. We are so immature. We're in our 20s. We literally slept with our clothes on that night, like right next to each other. We didn't go on the bed. We were on the chairs. Literally, it's two big babies. I mean, I'm not saying we would handle it better now, but that was the worst night. I think our night at the Fairfield Inn was better than that night because at least we got to sleep in a nice bed eventually. But yeah, no, the giant. How you people live in Florida, in Miami, I have no idea.
Wait. By the way, women of Long Island on the panel tonight. How do you pronounce that state that is down south there?
What?
That state that we're referring to. How do you pronounce it?
Florida?
Okay.
He's making
Steph?
fun of your act. He is making fun of the New York accent right there.
Florida.
Yes,
yeah,
Steph.
but
Yeah.
I'm bilingual, so I don't pronounce things like a regular New Yorker.
Well, see, I was
really accent on it.
Well, I was expecting it maybe something on your end because again, you know that's it's Miami is just like little Jerusalem.
What? That's not.
Not necessarily.
It's more like
a very
little
incredibly
Cuba.
diverse city.
It's Havana.
It is, but you've got the Jews. So many Jews.
It's actually Port-au-Prince and Havana these days. God bless you.
Who sneezed?
Dave.
I did. Sorry.
No, Mazel Tov.
Gesundheit.
Now South Beach is very nice. I like staying there. We've had some good. We've stayed at the Ritz-Carlton in South Beach. It's really nice.
South Beach, Florida.
Yeah, South Beach, Florida. Although if you're a straight guy, good luck getting served food. If you go with the family and you're a straight person, you're never getting served. We went to the one restaurant that just kept ignoring us all night. It was crazy. I was like, dude, really? Come on. But Collins Avenue, yeah, it's an interesting joint. But the beaches are beautiful. South Beach is a wonderful place to
And I hope the next line is, and everyone who's on this show won a ticket to go to South Beach, Florida beaches.
Yes. No.
And if someone can take my ticket from the chat, because I've never been to Florida. I'm not sure if I'd like Florida.
Yeah, you would.
Palmetto
You'd like
bugs.
Florida.
Oh, they
Alligators, crocodiles.
No, you don't go to
moths.
those areas. I've been to Florida many times, and I've never had any problems with animals, lizards.
We're going to Florida.
There's a lot of New Yorkers down there. A lot of New Yorkers.
So the night before we left to go on another cruise, we went on a lot of cruises in our life. my parents were with us. My parents were still alive at the time. We go to a movie, and we saw Corey? What was the treasure movie?
It was
No,
the
we went to
ad.
see-
It was
the
Mona
ad.
Lisa Smile. We saw Mona Lisa Smile, which great parenting choice. Great choice. You took us to go see Mona Lisa Smile at the
We were in Miami. What the hell else am I going to do with you? So we went to see the movie, but they had
the movie was being shown, and you took us to Mona Lisa Smile.
Please blame your mother. No,
I am not blaming my mother on that.
Okay, they had the way the movies, they have trailers. They tell you a future movie. So what was the name of the movie?
National Treasure.
National Treasure.
Which is a national treasure in itself.
So, National Treasure, they show you the coming attraction of it. So, you're on the cruise ship, and you're on a cruise ship. They always have the talent shows for the guests. So, Corey's probably 7 years old, 8 years old, whatever it is. Corey decides he's going to be in the talent show, and he's going to tell a story.
Do some storytelling.
Does storytelling. Not singing, not dancing, storytelling.
Oh, my God.
So, he starts telling the National Treasure. He saw the thing.
What I pieced together from the trailer
of the national story. Now he did a good job putting it together. And my father
was not at the movie with us.
Not at the movie with us, but he
did not go see Mona Lisa Smile with his
no. But my
child-age grandchildren.
My father was on the cruise with us, and he heard Corey tell this story. 5
Sits
months
in his
later,
brain.
Yeah, sits in the brain, and he heard Corey's story. 5 months later, National Treasure comes out. I get a call from Murray Riemann that morning. You got to get a lawyer. I'm like, what do I mean? Someone on that ship heard Corey's story, and they made this movie. This movie that Corey made this movie. I'm going to get my attorneys. We're going to sue people. That's his story. And I'm trying to calm this lunatic down. I'm like, Dad, it's okay. Corey stole the story and I'm trying to explain to him. Corey did not make the story up. He did a good job as a little kid explaining it from watching 3 minutes, but that's what Corey could do. He has a photogenic memory about shit like that. So he can memorize all those songs so quick. But my father was ready to go to war that someone stole his grandson's
That is
idea.
adorable.
No, God bless him. I adored my grandfather. He was an angel of a man sometimes.
Sometimes?
Well,
actually, throughout my entire lifetime, he was fine.
You didn't want to be on the other side of Murray Riemann's anger. People on the
What would
other
he have
side.
done at the Holiday Inn?
Well,
there would be perfect.
There
I was
might
gonna
not have been
say
a Holiday Inn the next week if they had done that to Murray.
Corey, I'd love you to sing a song about the Holiday Inn.
Oh, yeah.
Not the one she
They'd probably
sang.
sue you for defamation on their business.
Yeah, no. Back in the day, if that would have happened to my father, there wouldn't have been good results. That hotel might not have been there in a week later.
Gotta be the most wanted man in New Jersey.
Oh, he just knew
Jay-Z.
people. He might not have known people that you could call that you could do things like that. he had that kind of influence. But yeah, no, back in the day, you didn't want to get Murray mad. That was not a good idea. But yeah, no. By the way, one of the coolest. I was thinking about Karen and Corey did a gig this winter. In the middle of the winter.
That was adorable.
Karen thought it was a good idea
Gig.
to book an outdoor gig in the winter on Long Island.
I did want to kill myself, but it was adorable.
Well, we lucked out because the sun was right on us the entire time.
Because had it not been, I would have killed myself.
Listen, there's no one else Corey would have done that gig for other than Karen.
This is very true.
he complains if the wind, goes over 5 miles an hour generally.
Yeah.
He's always cold and this
But
and that.
you can't give up the opportunity for two Jewish people to sing Christmas songs.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean,
3 hours.
for the love of their Christ, we wrote all of their songs anyway.
I'm backing up from that.
Loud.
Anyway, but now, who's the nicest person? Steph. She actually came to the show,
Yeah, that's right,
outdoor
you
and
came there.
everything.
That's right.
Steph came to the show.
I came there and my hands were like frozen solid. I mean, I wasn't even playing.
Do you know how I felt as the guitarist?
I know you two must have been like, oh my god, I don't even know how I moved
I
my
was
hands.
okay. I
See,
don't know.
I couldn't pick up my harmonicas because they were freezing cold pieces of metal.
Oh yeah.
And my bones like Cliff
Stop
makes
it. The sun was shining right on you.
Cliff
We were okay.
Cliff in
It
the
wasn't-
studio.
You had the gloves on.
It's true. I had those weird, crazy ass gloves on. Cliff makes fun of me in the studio because, like, whenever I like move or sit down, like, there's a variety of the crackles that come from my body.
You mean like flatulence?
No, crackling, like my knees or my joints.
That's yeah.
I'm like I was like I expected that at some point in my life, not sub 30.
You're not that sub 30.
Listen, bitch, I'm not here for that tonight.
By the way, you know what I realized? I am now over 59 and a half.
Oh,
You know what
wow.
that means?
Over 1K.
Do you know what that means?
Something with taxes, right?
1K.
Well, you can only get a
Right,
401k.
Yes,
That's right.
I was
401k. I can
Take the
take
money
out.
out.
Yes, I can take out my money without being penalized.
That's
Oh.
right.
On March 16th. Yay.
All right.
And
Shalom Aleichem.
So yes, on March 16th. And in 4 days, Lisa can take her 401k money out without being penalized.
Oh, wow.
We're not taking our 401k money out, but we can if we needed to. Finally. I
That's
just
great.
looked at that. But I was thinking about that gig in Patchogue. One, I had not been to Patchogue in like 30 or 40 years.
Was it Patchogue or was it in Bay Shore?
Bayshore, I'm sorry, Bayshore, right.
Yeah.
Patchogue was the
Babylon.
recording studio. That was the other
That
thing.
one.
Yeah.
Babylon. Yes, it was Babylon. I remembered Babylon as a dump. Babylon's
The
really
next
nice
stop
now.
is Babylon.
Right.
It
as
was
the one-
Babylon or was it Bay Shore? It
No,
was Babylon.
it was
Yeah,
Babylon.
I was
It
wrong.
was Babylon. Thank God Steph's here. Someone knows what they're doing.
With service to Penn Station, your next stop is
Because
Babylon.
if you're on the Wantagh Long Island Railroad line, last stop, Babylon.
Bing bong.
I love how all these towns are named after incredibly biblical names.
Yes.
Whether it's like like the Abrahamic biblical or like these like Native American like deeply spiritual names to these towns, like you have this you have everything from Patchogue to Babylon.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
Jerusalem
such a nice
Avenue.
place now. It was
Yeah.
so nice. And they had that, right, you guys were playing right outside. That was like that ice cream, coffee, tea
It's like
shop.
a tea place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks
that
like
was
That
a-
also had
it was a gift shop.
stuff.
Huh?
What happened?
That
Corey?
also had stuff.
What do
They
you
had
mean?
coffee, they had tea,
They did
they
not
had
have coffee. I
snacks,
don't remember them having
but that
coffee.
or
Yeah, it
they
was
had tea.
Karen's right.
Excuse
It was
me.
like fancy
They
teas
had
and hot chocolate
they had
and
tea
milkshakes
and hot chocolate and stuff like that, and then they had like stuff.
and it smelled
like-
really nice in there. With, like that.
I was surprised that I was like waiting for like David Rose to pop out from the back.
Who's David
Dave
Rose?
Head.
Dave
Dave
from what's the
Schitt's
dopest-
Creek.
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, I love that show. That was
Dave Fed.
Wait, Dave Sheehan, did you watch Schitt's Creek ever?
Yes.
Okay, I figured that would be a show you would like. I don't know why. I just feel like that's something that you would have gotten a kick out of.
It was done well. Like, it's not something I would watch again, but it was good.
What's a show that you do like? What are shows you do like?
Who were you asking?
You?
Dave.
Oh. 30 Rock is I can watch that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
great. That's
Rock's
that's a genius show.
Yes. I still enjoy Seinfeld reruns.
Mhm.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, legendary.
My
Currently,
Wishburger from Long Island.
Yeah. Currently, I like Abbott Elementary.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I've been watching
What's
that too.
that?
That show's
I keep getting recommended
that?
Abbott Element. Abbott Elementary is the one. It takes place in Philly. It's the school.
I figured that from Abbott Elementary. Thank you for the great.
It's an elementary school like mockumentary almost. Like they have a bunch of cameras. They're showing like how like underfunded it is. They have the principal who's
It's
so
hysterical.
autistic.
From
It's a great show.
I
very
They have a
well
young
done.
advisor. No,
It's like an inner city school. They
Yeah,
have no budget. The city doesn't help them, but they get by
it's
how they need to.
hysterical. From the clips I've seen, it's hysterical. You've got one of the best ensemble casts on television right now.
Yeah.
What's her face? The housekeeper from the Parent Trap. She's one of the teachers.
Yeah, she is.
Jesse
Jesse.
from
Chess-
from the
Chessy.
Parent
I
Trap.
thought it was Jesse the entire time. It's Chessy, like the game of chess, but with a Y at the end.
I don't know who she played in that.
Yeah,
But yes, it's an excellent cast and a very good show. They're in
See,
season
my
4
favorite
now.
show right now. I was telling them at dinner time. Lisa and I love Reacher.
Reacher's great.
Is
I've read the
best.
novels. I've not watched the seasons.
Oh
so-
man, here we go. This man, he's
All right.
not just seen the
Don't-
movies. He's read the
First
fucking.
of all,
I mean,
don't watch
he's
the
read
movie. The
he's read
Tom Cruise
novel.
How Tom Cruise could be Reacher makes no sense.
Yeah.
He's like 5'7".
Yeah, I think
It
that's
makes no
dumb too.
sense.
I think we talked about that on one of the movie shows. But there's a
Yes.
series. There's a series.
Right, the series is fed. That's the one I'm watching.
Are you doing squats?
Oh no, I was imitating him. I was imitating Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah. He's
Oh, the Oprah thing.
Fella.
Jeez. But
Has anyone
Reacher's
seen
like
Frank and Gracie or Grace and Frank?
Gracie and Frankie. Grace and Frankie.
That's a funny. those
Wait,
things.
Grace and Frankie starring what's Martin Sheen?
Yeah.
Martin Sheen and what's her face?
listen, don't mention Jane Fonda because the only person
No,
that's
no.
ever been
No, what her best? Why am I blanking on her best friend there?
Lily Tomlin.
Lily
Yes,
Tomlin.
starring Martin Sheen and Lily Tomlin, who were
Yes.
both stars of The West Wing.
Oh god.
we went like 6 months without you having to talk about that dopey shit.
Oh, that's
You know?
why you've got West Wing in the room that I slept in.
You mean the greatest series of all time?
I was like, what is that on?
And wait,
VHS?
and wait, Karen, are you talking about my box set of all 7 seasons
Yeah, with the
Okay.
cowboy
that I have on
hat.
DVD?
Okay, now there's a reason why you're
With
a low
bonus
person.
features?
You watch that, but by the way, Jane Fonda got. We've only thrown one guest ever off of Dilem-Monday.
And we
And
do
it
love
was-
him. We love
we
him.
do
We're not going
love
to say
him,
who.
but-
We're not going to say who. We
But
love
he
him.
was- if he's listening tonight, the Jane Fonda argument got him thrown off
Of
of
Dilemma.
Dilem-Monday.
He may or may not have gotten the Andy Kaufman treatment to Dilem-Monday. We love you though. We love you.
Yes, there is the no politics allowed. Even though Corey brings in the damn West Wing all the time.
No, that's fake politics. That counts.
But in
I mean, it doesn't count.
yes.
And of course, when we do have politics,
Are we not allowed to talk politics on here?
No.
Oh, man.
Really not.
It's a smart
Oh,
idea.
It'll
oh my
shut
God,
you
did
down.
I was gonna say, did I never give you the debrief, the no politics debrief?
No.
And we frown upon Red Sox fans, by the way, as well.
So whenever there's mention of politics, I take out the no politics cowbell and
I mean, we've had Red Sox fans on, and we like that Red Sox fans watch, but
we
we're
appreciate
trying
inferior opinions.
to- And there goes half the audience.
Figured that's why I was here.
Right. But
No,
are
hey,
you going, are
I-
you going back down to Florida soon, Dave?
I was there last month. I'll go again at some point. I'm not sure when.
Brendan Donahue, Seinfeld, the greatest series of all
Brendan
time.
Donahue, when are we gonna get you on Dilem-Monday?
Absolutely. By the way, Brendan and the picture of his mom. His mom is the greatest woman in the entire
Oh
world.
my God,
She's
we
the
love
sweetest.
your mom. We love your mom.
Listen, if you can get Brendan's mom to come to a gig, she's in her 90s. She will get up and dance the entire time. She is the best person in the entire audience. She's the sweetest, and there is no man that she cannot have at the end of the night because she's just the sweetest woman in the world.
Oh, I love that.
She's the best.
She's the absolute best.
Yeah, it's just she's just the best. I don't know how else to describe it, but by the way, Brendan's songs are his albums. And
He's
his
the
songs,
best.
phenomenal. My daughter memorized Brendan's album like word for word.
Oh my God, my sister cannot rave more about Judy on Prozac.
Yes, Judy on Prozac's one of the great songs of all time.
Judy on Prozac was a game changer.
But Alicia and Corey both have photogenic memories, except Alicia uses it for good, and Corey uses it for ridiculousness. And by the way, I saw something. Avon got mentioned last week.
Yes, we have. Don't we have like South American drug lords?
No, that had nothing to do with it. You're on the wrong thing.
Oh, that no.
Anything.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
I
the
finished
thing.
my thing. I don't care about the South American drug lords. I do care that I saw that somebody in the Avon school system was able to do 540 combinations of pi.
Or digits of pi.
Yeah, 3.14 times 3.14 times 3.14.
3.141593589716.
Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself.
I got pretty far from
I'm not
pi.
understanding this. They what?
Pi. So pi. When you're trying
No,
to
I know what pi
You're
is, but
trying
I
to figure
don't
out a circle.
understand combinations of pi.
not combinate. No, this is he misspoke. How many digits? So
what else would you call?
It's not combinations. It's digits of pi.
So in other words, you go to the next 3.14, and then you go to the next, and the
So
next,
pi,
and the next.
pi is infinite. You can. They will continuously keep adding numbers to pi.
And they
So
have
my
a competition.
So my
Let
sister,
me explain
yes.
this, 'cause you're gonna destroy it.
Thank you, yes, because I'm incompetent entirely.
Well, yeah, you can't even get a reservation right. But anyway,
I had to fix your audio so you could speak earlier. Thank you.
Listen. So
Dave's
there was
just
a guy.
disappointed
There was
in
a
both of
guy
us.
this week in Avon High School or Avon Elementary, middle, whatever it was, who did 540 consecutive
digits.
numbers of pi.
In the elementary school, that would be hilarious if it was in elementary school. Like
It might have been middle school or elementary school. And the reason that this stuck out to me, that it made
Let
like
me look this up.
national news, was because my daughter held the record before that. My daughter
Wow.
did almost 300 combinations or whatever.
She won a
I'm saying
chocolate cream
combinations.
pie.
Yes. So
What?
Alicia
Wait, what?
won-
Wait, actually, no, because you know the word. What's the word you use? You're the king of things that aren't the right. Phrases
Malaprop.
that are malaprop.
Malaprop.
Yes, you are the king of malaprop.
But anyway, Alicia had won that competition years ago. So when I saw it, I was like, Alicia, this guy would have kicked your ass.
Okay, listen. Avon student dominates Pi Day competition, recites
Yes.
540 digits from memory. Extraordinary third grader won
Ew!
by a landslide in a Pi Day competition. Maya
Yes.
Ali.
Did Alicia get one of those like
How
banners in the
funny.
gym for that?
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean,
Wait,
that's an
wait,
incredible
we
thing.
need we need to find.
Alicia's
And
a
again,
freak. Like Alicia, like I wouldn't want to go against Alicia in any competition when it comes to numbers or
Third
things
grade?
like that.
It's great.
But yeah, so Alicia had won that competition, years ago. But like I said, she barely did 300 of this dude did 540. That's sick. But by the way, I don't know if you guys saw, Brendan has got a new album coming out. He has 10 songs already recorded. So We know that Alicia Riemann and the Riemann family will be buying some copies of that. And yes, Alicia will probably memorize every single word of the album down
Actually,
pat,
I would like to say, like, on the serious note of the Brendan Donahue discography, My Old Records is one of the most beautiful songs, most sentimental, gorgeously put together songs anyone has ever put together. And as someone who still loves, mine and a lot of other people's old records, that song speaks.
Very cool. Very cool.
That song absolutely speaks.
But anyway, I was just so shocked when I saw that 540 pi. That was an insane number. I can't go I can't go to 6.28. I mean, it's terrible. I don't even understand how someone can think like that, to just know to go boom, 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 boom. It's like Alicia's a freak, but this dude must be like a bigger freak than Alicia, and I didn't think that was out there.
No, it was a girl, Maya.
So it was another girl. Okay, so this girl's even worse than
Let me
Alicia.
just double check that.
Listen. Avon's winners are all women. James and I can speak to this.
Yeah, woman.
We're seeing two of the losers. No, James, I don't mean to put you in the group with Corey.
None taken.
No, he hung out with Ian too. We're all degenerates.
I still love hanging out with Ian. You know that, and you, of course.
By the way, let me say, with the person I'd probably call in an emergency behind Craig Riemann.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Let me finish speaking. I saw the look of disgust. You gotta listen. Listen. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. So,
and 206 bones.
And 206 bones. But with behind my father, if I was ever in an emergency, Ian Coleman is the guy I call.
Not your mother?
But my mother and father I'm counting as a team.
Oh, okay.
Non-family.
So you would call before you'd call your sister?
She's in Boston.
Well, where's the emergency?
That's also a very. If I'm having a Boston emergency, yes, I call my sister.
Not the hospital.
Boston emergency. The Affleck brothers are after you.
Actually, no, it's the Wahlberg brothers, and I find out about my mysterious Vietnamese heritage.
What?
That was a deep cut. I got that one.
Dave, thank you.
It's the only one I've gotten of yours tonight. Don't twist me too hard.
Hey, my cousin does live in Vietnam. Brett might be watching even.
Let's hear it from Brett.
Anyway, it's 9:25, and we have people here that actually do have promotions this week. So, we probably want to let's start off with Dave. What do you got coming up?
Today's episode, by the way, flew.
It did.
It did.
Did it fly? Where did it fly to?
Kind of just
I don't know, Bogota. I don't know.
All right, go ahead, Dave. Where will you be?
I don't know. I kind of want to plug the fine folks at Tylenol who supplied the pills I'm going to need after tonight's job. As much as I've enjoyed it, I have so many questions. I don't know whether to ask them or just announce what. I didn't know Corey and Karen got engaged. I didn't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they got engaged after Karen got married, so it's even crazier.
Yeah, I didn't know Corey could do a Beastie Boys impression that initially I thought was a Jerry Lewis impression. I didn't know that the guy doing my website is somebody whose good side I should stay on. I should second guess the referrals you can send me. And I should also question, I'm sure it was deliberate that Craig's mic sounds like the streaming series you're watching and Corey sounds like the ads that keep interrupting it. Anyway, I'll be at the White Bull Tavern in Boston on Wednesday and the Jimmy's Place in Seymour on Friday. We'll leave it at there.
All right. I'm going to go to James next. What do you got to plug?
First of all, well done, Dave, saying all those things. Well done. But
Show.
anyway, Corey knows I have my podcast, Common Everyday People. Last episode, I did something I've never ever done before, and I have no idea if I should continue it. Me and my co-host did comedy improv, and I have no idea how it went.
Well, you know what? You should have Dave come on to evaluate.
I will say I sucked because I have no idea what the hell I was doing.
Well, at least you're honest.
I'm always brutally honest about myself.
Well, did you have more listeners before your comedy or after your comedy?
I mean, I'll find out at the end of the day.
I was going to say you didn't check.
Alicia and Lisa, Brendan says hi. I'm sure
Brendan Donahue is the best.
All right, let's go to Steff first. What you got coming up?
What do I got coming up? On Long Island this Saturday, I'm going to be at Brenslaw Brewery, not with Brother Dave. I'm going to be with this other guy in my Stapleton tribute band named Dan Carosa. And yeah, it's going to be in Lindenhurst. And we're going to be playing, I think it's from, I want to say it's like 2 to 5 or something. I don't know. I'll make a poster later, but it's playing 2 to 5. It's for like their Irish parade and whatever. And my other plug is make sure to follow As Rennie Media on Facebook and Instagram. If you want your social media website done, hit me up.
Woohoo!
Absolutely, hit Steff up. As you know, she does ours, and she does an amazing job. All right, let's throw it over to Miss Karen Bella.
Thank you. I got a couple of shows this weekend at the Tap Room in Huntington on Friday the 28th, and then
On
later
Long Island.
on Long Island.
Long Island.
And then
Island.
I'm at Finn McCool's at 9 p.m. And then Saturday I'm at Miles on Main in Riverhead in the evening, and then Sunday I'm at Chops Steakhouse.
Ooh.
Though in Patchogue, though I am a vegetarian, so it is quite
The irony.
the place for me to perform. I support those who eat steaks. Please give me your money in the tip jar
To afford her vegetarian dinner.
so that I can buy my Impossible Burger meat.
Well, I was going to say, so please support Karen and support Dave and support Steff, and please watch James
Support
improv in his future stuff. I think we might have to have an improv show where Dave is the host and we bring on the comedian
Headliner.
Yes.
Yeah, have a different host every week.
So Corey, do you know where you are this week?
I know that I will be wherever my feet are standing. But
All
with
right,
that,
do you want me
with
to
that,
tell you where you're
with that in mind, though, I would love to give, because usually I feel like on Dilem-Monday I usually don't give a plug about myself. I give about what organizations and whatnot that are non-political that I want you to give to. And this week, I would love everyone to give a chance. Go to darksky.org. These guys are working to make sure that everybody around the world has a better view at the night sky, the ability to see the stars, to prevent light pollution, because we're surrounded by the most gorgeous art in the entire universe. And we have the ability. Light pollution is the one kind of pollution that we can actually see within our lifetime the direct changes to. So I encourage you, maybe take a look at what kind of lighting you have outside your house. Maybe take a chance at red lighting. Go take a chance to take a vacation to one of our national parks and see the beauty of our night sky. That's what I'm going to take my time to plug for. Dark Sky International, darksky.org. Take your chance to do that.
Well,
Let's save the night sky.
I hope everybody in New York City is watching this too. Yeah.
You fucking
Lights of
assholes.
Broadway need to go
I mean,
down.
you holes.
All right. Well, since Corey doesn't know where he's going to be this week, I will tell you where he's going to be. By the way, we will be going down to Long Island tomorrow, Corey and I. And I will be taking class ring orders for the first time in like
Over a decade.
10 years. like real class ring R's. I will be on Long Island. I am being taken from out of the retirement scale to help out. So I'm coming to Long Island tomorrow. But
will you be exuding
March-
bad bitch energy?
I will be exuding, give me your orders, and I will do it right. And I'll make sure you have good-looking rings that will have memories for a lifetime. But besides that, on Friday, Corey and the Dilemma Band, Corey and the Dilemma Band will be at Trinity College. It is their senior spring thing, and they have
We're starting it off.
They have once again chosen Corey Riemann and the Dilemma Band, and you will see.
Why did a ton of people decide, by the way, to tune in at the end of the show? We've got like 9 people watching right now on Facebook.
They'll come back and they'll do it. But anyway, and so for all you at Trinity who are paying attention watching, Dave Schultz will be at guitar. You will have Jack Tacko. You will have Corey Riemann, and you will have Cal Colbert will be on the drums this weekend on Friday night. And then Saturday, we will be back up in the great state of Massachusetts.
No, it is not the state of Massachusetts. Correct yourself.
It's still a state.
Well,
No, it's not. No, it's not. It is the Commonwealth. It is the
Your
Commonwealth.
microphone is really loud. You
It
don't
is
have
the.
to get too close.
Excuse me. It is the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Oh my!
Is it a state? Is it a
No,
state?
it is a. No, it's a Commonwealth.
No, it's a state, you moron. There are 50
Commonwealth.
states. If I subtract Massachusetts, how many
There are
states would it be?
There are 46 states, and there are 4 Commonwealths.
Okay, well, this is why school was a problem for you. But let's go to the next part of it. Speaking of schools, the Corey Riemann and the Dilemma Band will also be in the Cambridge and Boston area. They'll be playing at Charlie's Kitchen, Cambridge, which is right next to Harvard MIT. So there will be a lot of college fun this weekend, and you'll have that same lineup, Jack Tacka, you will have Davey Schultz, and you will have Corey Riemann and Cal Colbert. So we are going to have a lot of fun this weekend. I think we are staying overnight. I made the reservation, by the way, so we will have a hotel room. In fact, we will have multiple hotel rooms because, yes, I made the reservation and got that taken care of. Unfortunately, we will not have Lisa Riemann with us this weekend, but hopefully Alicia Riemann will be showing up. So at least I'll have one of my girls there. But anyway, it is now 9:34, and you are at Dilemma.
What a show! What a show! Great show, everybody. I had a great time. And yeah, no, we will catch you on the next one.
All right. Goodbye, James. Goodbye, Dave. Girls, I'll see you in 3 seconds.